Alright y'all, let's go. You know I had to drop a bleed build. It's my absolute favorite status effect, and this build is quite unique. I'm using Rivers of Blood, and depending on the situation, I alternate between this curved sword with the bloody / ashes of war. It's dropped after killing a Gotrek knight from Fort Hate. The location is right here on this map. It's real easy to get. All you gotta do is go up the steps and kill him and he'll drop it for you. And the legendary Reduvia dagger. I also have a guide on how to get that in another video. That'll be linked in the description as well. But with these three weapons, you have a preference of what you'd like to use. Plus, you may not even have Rivers of Blood yet. But as I said, it's unique, and here's why. I'm not dual wielding these weapons, because at any given time, you can only use one of the skills or Ashes of War, which is why I have a shield equipped with it. Not just any old shield, but one called the Spiked Palisade Shield. It causes 70 blood loss buildup, and it's absolutely insane. I'll quickly tell you how to get this because it's not that hard at all, and you need it for this build. So before starting, make sure you go buy 2 stone keys. You'll need them to gain access. And those keys can be bought for 3,000 to 5,000 runes from most vendors. Besides that, it's just a matter of getting there. So head to this location south of the church. Once you get in, take the lift down. Ride all the way with your horse to the other side and there'll be another lift to take you up. Finally, once again, ride your steed to the other side of this area, and at the top of the stairway is another lift. It's a little tricky getting here, but you'll find your way. Just head towards your left a little bit when you start. Then it's a straight shot all the way. But once you get to the top of the stairwell, you'll have to insert those 2 stone keys I told you that you need to gain access. And this is the final lift that'll take you down. Once you get there, proceed forward through the path and you'll see 2 giants. You don't have to kill them at all, because under the feet of the first giant, there'll be a dead soldier with the shield on his person. Pick it up and it's yours. And the reason I told you how to get this is because it's essential for this build. Most bleed builds I've researched are dual wielding because you can apply double the blood loss. But one aspect I don't really like about this is that you can't utilize both skills or Ashes of War at the same time. You gotta use one or the other, even if one is equipped. Plus, dual wielding is significantly less defensive. And I know, with builds like that, offense is considered the best defense, but that's not how I want it to go. I personally enjoy balance, and if I can have a strong and impenetrable defense with an equally or more powerful offense, I'm good to go. That's what this provides, and more. With the Spike Shield, I'm able to inflict bleed while countering attacks and parrying enemies. Because when they attack, that's when you activate the Shield Bash, which will rush forward into enemies, stabbing whoever is in front, causing 70 blood loss buildup. It'll disable their attack and leave them vulnerable. So you can attack. Now here's where you become a beast and add on to that more blood loss. And you'll need to have 2 shields equipped so that you can switch in between them easily mid-combat. Once you switch shields, you'll still have Rivers of Blood in your right hand or left hand or whatever you're using in order to use the Corpse Piler to add on to the blood loss supply with the Spike Shield. One more swing and they're gushing with blood. So this build takes a little more attention to detail while in combat. It's not simply a hack and slash, but it's worth it, trust me. Bleed builds, especially with slash weapons, aren't really recommended to use against armored enemies and tanks, because those weapon types don't really stagger or stun them often since they have so much heavy armor. Slash type weapons are made specifically so that they can't do that because you have mobility as your ally. So what this playstyle does is allow you to have defense enough to stand in front of those heavier enemies while maintaining the dexterity and speed of a ninja. This means that you can basically fight anyone. The Spike Shield is not only for offense. Mind you, it's a great shield, and these types are considered having the best protection in the game. So even one considered offensively based will have more defense than most medium shields, and the fortitude to back it up. So this Spike Shield has 90% physical damage reduction, and sometimes I take 0 damage in cases like these. But you don't want to use it all the time. You know, this is mainly for your offensive playstyle when using this build, because for the really tough fights, it does take damage. So that's when I switched to my Eclipse Crest, a shield that is comparable to the Fingerprint Stone Shield, and I'm not even joking with you. I have a video discussing this in detail, also how to get it. It'll be linked in the description. But here's where you need to take endurance into consideration, because having 2 great shields equipped is considered a heavy load and it will not work out for you. It'll defeat the purpose of being nimble and tanky because you'll be rolling so slow if it's not stacked correctly. Now this is primarily a strength at 50, arcane at 40 and dexterity build, with some essential attributes raised to a level to reach certain needs. Plus, I always increase my vigor when making melee builds. That's a must-have for me, because having high vigor gives you a chance to make mistakes, you know? Plus, I just like being tanky, especially if it benefits my build. But the endurance aspect is specific. You gotta have it at 40 if you want to take full advantage of the 2 shields at once, especially the Eclipse Crest. This shield is the only one that has a passive which increases immunity, robustness, and focus by 50 if you raise your endurance to 40. Anything after 30 endurance increases +3 robustness to your stats. So instead of 50, you'll have 80. This is insane. And that's why when equipping the Eclipse Crest, all the status effects appear on the screen, temporarily letting you know what you're resistant to. There are a few things I'd like to say about the Reduvia dagger and curved sword regarding the way this build is played in relation to Rivers of Blood. When using that katana, the functionality of it is a flurry of attacks. After activating Corpse Piler, which will make you want to go berserk and only use that weapon and not utilize the shield. Mind you, this is for offense and defensive play. And if you get the style right, it'll increase your skill level significantly, because Corpse Piler takes a second or two to swing. That small amount of time could cause issues for you in high level fights. That's why when blocking with the great shields, they pretty much parry the enemy, allowing you the perfect time to safely use Corpse Piler. The curved sword is different. Bloody Slash Ashes of War takes a little longer to activate than Corpse Piler. Its weakness is that it damages you whenever using it, which can also cause problems. But I have a lot of fun playing with it this way. The smaller range allows me to fight more fluently, not to mention the 167 blood loss buildup, which can be increased if I upgrade my sword more. I just didn't have enough smithing stones, because I actually deal more blood loss than Rivers of Blood, and that's mainly because I haven't leveled it up as well. Finally, the Reduvia is awesome. Like a mini Rivers of Blood, you take no damage from its ability, and the 1-slash is kind of like the curved sword. It's also the quickest because that's just what daggers do. At the end of the day, you depict the playstyle that's best for you. So this build right here is the complete package. You don't have to worry about taking much damage at all, and don't need to sacrifice offense to do it. And with the curved sword talisman, which enhances guard counters, will have you moving even faster on defense and offense. This build to me has already been cemented in the Hall of Fame of builds, just because I feel like it's different. Not the typical bleed builds I've seen, because most of them are dual wielding. This one I'll call kind of a hybrid playstyle where you can utilize both defense and offense equally, maybe one better than the other. You'll just have to play this build to see how it is for you. Tell me what you think of it down below in the comments. Also, let me know what bleed builds you've made so far. I want to know. And if you made it here, comment Bloodwork. Let me know you got to the end of my video. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.